Welcome back to Fast Track. I'm Tommy Teal.
And I'm Joe Perella. The Winter Olympics are just around the corner, and a group of Russian speed skaters find themselves in a bit of an unusual position, defending Olympic gold. Let's take a look.
The team flies to Calgary on Wednesday, where they'll spend 2 weeks training at altitude. Russia spent a dozen years without winning gold, but finally broke that duck in Turin last time out. Hopes are high that they can win a medal once again in Vancouver, with the country's head coach saying the coming training camp is perfect prep for the battles ahead. When asked, Vladimir Filipov, Russian speed skating head coach, had these comments. Our preparations are going very well, and we've shown good results in the European Championships as well as at the Sprint World Cup. We are leaving earlier to continue our preparations in Calgary, which is one of the fastest tracks in the world. Here, we'll be looking to the climate ties, and on the 4th of February, we'll arrive in Vancouver. Therefore, we should be in top shape when the games get underway.
Now let's check in with Shadia Sanders for our local weather forecast.
Good day, everyone. I'm Shadia Sanders. This week with your local forecast, we're going to touch on a few things, talk about the snow that could be coming back and the possibility of more rain on the way. And then we're going to wonder about those temperatures. Are they going to be freezing? Are we going to have temperatures above freezing level? So today, we'll first look at our almanac and see the average temperature for this time of year. 34 degrees is the high, low of 18. We're above both of those numbers by the low above over 10 degrees. And it's also significantly warmer than it was last year, where you had your high of 33 and a low of 10. So we got a lot warmer temperatures this year than average. But saying the same is the sunrise and sunset for this time of year. For this weekend, you can expect your sunrise to be at 8:01 a.m., sunset at 5:53. Now, in terms of temperatures for Saturdays, here's what you can be looking for. Quite a bit warmer than the normal. We're going to be experiencing temperatures about 43 degrees north of Indianapolis, and then south of that area into Kentucky and the southern half of Indiana, you can expect temperatures to be in the lower 50s. Now for Saturday night, similar temperatures. It doesn't get too much cooler. The low temperature for most of Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, and Kentucky, you're going to have a low in the upper 30s. So it's about 38 degrees is the low, which is quite warm for this time of year. And in terms of Sunday, similar temperatures that you had on Saturday. Now for Sunday, you've got a high chance of precipitation, so at night those temperatures are going to cool down. But during the day, you can expect about north of Indianapolis to be the same, about 43 degrees, 44 degrees, and then south of that area, again in the upper 50s, maybe 52 degrees. Now, as I said, at night, that rain has continued throughout the day, so with the wind chill, that temperature is going to feel a lot cooler. It's going to be about 29 degrees for most of Indiana and the parts of Kentucky. So we'll take a look at our weekend watch to see what that precipitation has done. As you can see, it has moved out into the Atlantic, but what we're looking forward to is what is on the west coast. Now you've got this low pressure system, and this pink and blue area, that is going to be snow. So the possibility of snow is coming our way, and then this band of rain, that is also possible. Less likely for us in Indiana, but you're definitely going to be having some cloud cover. So in terms of those temperatures, here's what we can be looking forward to. As I said, Saturday night, you've got that chance of rain, and then throughout the day on Sunday with that high of 44, you've got that chance of rain coming along. That's going to cool down the temperatures, and then you have that chance of snow coming on Monday, where the low drops down to about 35 degrees. It's going to get a little bit cooler than that on Tuesday, high of 32, and continued cloud cover through Wednesday and Thursday with those high temperatures of 35 and 34 degrees. That is all for your local forecast. Tune in next week for the start of weather trivia. Back to the studio.
Now let's go to Sarah Wortman and Robbie Donahoe for this week's Sports Roundup.
Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Sports Roundup. I'm Robbie Donahoe.
And I'm Sarah Wortman.
Let's begin with the man that is perhaps Purdue's finest athlete, diver David Boudia. The pride of Noblesville, Indiana, Boudia is one of 12 finalists for the USOC's Male Athlete of the Month award. Boudia is the defending national champion on both the 3-meter and the platform events, and has won the Big Ten Diver of the Month a record-setting 9 consecutive weeks. Despite the fact that he's only participated in one collegiate event this month, Boudia is being considered because he placed second at the China All-Star Diving Series in Wuhan, China earlier this month.
Moving from the pool to the hardwood, Purdue's men's basketball team snapped a 3-game losing streak, defeating Illinois Wednesday night in Urbana-Champaign to preserve their shot at a Big Ten regular season championship. The game featured a return to form from center Juwan Johnson, who finished with a double-double of 24 points and 12 rebounds. Purdue also got an unexpected boost off its bench as a lesser-known redshirt freshman, John Hart, chipped in a much-needed 14 points. Hart's playing was such a shock that was not even listed in the game's official scorebook, a mistake that caused Purdue to pick up a technical foul.
I guess you could say they have heart now on the Purdue men's basketball team. The men's tennis team is getting their games going this weekend, as the women's will play host to Toledo on Sunday the 24th at 10 a.m. The courts at the Schwartz Tennis Center will not be vacant for long, however, as the men's team will take the court shortly after for a Sunday doubleheader. The men will battle in-state rival Butler at 2 p.m. and then Dayton at 6:30 p.m. The women have yet to play a match this season, but the men come into this weekend with a 2-0 mark.
And finally, Purdue's women's basketball team has done some growing up this season. Since a 3-game losing streak just before the end of the fall semester, the youthful Boilers had responded well, winning 4 of their last 6 Big Ten contests, heading into Thursday night's duel with Michigan State and East Lansing. The Boilers return home Monday the 25th to face the Big Ten frontrunner Ohio State in a matchup that is sure to show just how far this young team has come.
Let's hope the Lady Boilers can get a victory against the Buckeyes, but that's all we had this week for Sports Roundup.
Now let's send it back to the studio.
This is the time of year when skiers flock to snow-covered mountains. When one of them gets hurt or lost, rescue dogs are sent in. Here's Neda Iranpour with more.
When the mountains are covered in 2 to 3 feet of fresh snow, ski patrollers work overtime.
There are definitely avalanche hazards out there right now with the amount of snow we've had.
And these guys are Tahoe's elite search and rescuers, in part because of their partners. Tucker and Wiley never leave their handler's side.
Yeah, they ride on our shoulders or backpacks.
Pete York is called out to rescues all over the Sierra, and Tucker has helped find countless skiers buried in avalanches. These canines can do what no man can.
Our dogs are used if we have an avalanche or an inbound slide or out-of-bounds slide for that matter. This is just a big game for them. This is the best day they could have when they get to go out and actually do some work.
So now let's put one of the dogs in action. When there is an avalanche, they can search for people and clues. So I'm going to bury this glove, and we'll see just how fast Tucker finds it. From just looking at the snow, you'd never know anything's underneath it, but their sense of smell is thousands of times stronger than ours. And a few sniffs later, Tucker's got the glove.
The reward for them searching and finding someone or finding articles or backpacks is just praise and play. It's just a big game.
Their life-saving skills appreciated by outdoor lovers who enjoy this harsh terrain.
Without them, we don't know where we'd be. They really are the heart and soul of the mountain.
A mountain that can be just as fun as it is brutal.
When we come back, we'll take a look at some videos you definitely do not want to miss.
And see what's happening around campus in the community calendar. Stay with us.
Nestled in the basement of Hicks Undergraduate Library is Purdue's Digital Learning Collaboratory, or DLC for short. The DLC is a computer lab where students can rent out or reserve digital equipment such as video cameras, laptops, or digital cameras for 1 or 3 nights. The computers and video stations also have software available for video editing on both Apple and PCs. If you run into problems or have any technical questions, you can get help from the friendly staff members. For a complete listing of the DLC's hours, you can go to the website at dlc.purdue.edu.